Okay, now that we have our grid placed and our sphere placed, we need to add a behavior to the sphere that's going to make it launch across the grid when that sphere is tapped. So we are going to select our sphere, go up to the top, and this icon right here is how we can set what are called behaviors. So down here, I'm going to do the plus sign to create a new behavior, and we are going to do the tap and add force. So that basically means when we tap the sphere, there's going to be a force exerted onto that sphere. Okay, so our trigger, once again, that's going to be a tap. That's what's going to initiate the action. And then the force, in this case, a force is going to be added to the object. One thing we will have to experiment with is the velocity, this slider right here, and that's basically going to determine how much force is exerted onto that object. And depending on the material that your sphere is, you may have to experiment a little bit, add or subtract force. So if you have something light like plastic, you'll probably need less force. If you have something heavy like concrete, steel, or ice, you might have to add force to that. And if we preview, you'll notice, yeah, that's kind of a lot of force, but little problem right now, right? That sphere is going just straight up and down. We want it to kind of launch across the grid like that. So I'm going to have to go and adjust the angle a little bit. So to do that, I'm going to go to this ring here, and we're going to kind of rotate it. And one way to kind of gauge where it's at, I'm actually going to bend that arrow like that, and now I'm going to rotate. That way I can see where it needs to be. Yep, right there. I think that's going to be perfect right there. However, I do need to then adjust where I want that ball to go. So I think, yeah, this is going to be a good angle, or even possibly that will be a good angle. So let's see what happens here. So let's preview that and see how the sphere goes. So you can see that kind of went a little far. Let's try that again. So let's decrease the velocity. Maybe bring it down to about 10. Let's see how that looks. I think that was a little bit better. Okay, and maybe I want to adjust that angle a little bit. Yeah. So basically what I want to do is just make sure, and I know that's traveling kind of fast, and there are ways that we can kind of slow that down, but I want to make sure that the entire arc or trajectory of the sphere is going to be contained within that grid, just like that.